Thank you.
Exactly how do I fight dirty, and how are you planning to fight back?
You say what you want to me?
No, I don't. Not by a long shot.
This isn't what I ordered.
Let me see. Well, it's ginger ale. Got something else added. Rye or bourbon, I'd say.
Oh, never mind.
Bartender probably thought you needed it. I'll call the waiter.
I said never mind.
What, I'm driving you to drink? What will Sister Mary sink to next?
You know what? I don't give a damn what you think about me.
Yes, you do. But liquor and naughty words won't change my mind.
Mason, just go away.
Mary, something's happened.
Yes. The Council of Nicaea happened in 325 AD. Some 1,600 years later, a little girl was born in Ventura, California, and she read about it in her catechism book. And she thought how nice it would be to belong to something that old and that holy.
Was she right?
There's nothing she ever belonged to before in her life had been very holy or lasted very long at all.
Can't have been easy. Was she right?
I wanted not to be ordinary. I wanted to be better.
Mary, have you left the convent?
I wanted to be like those people. I've seen them. I've even met some of them who are so far above everybody I knew before that they're not hurt by anything except other people's sorrows, because they don't have any of their own. They don't think about themselves. They pray. They meditate. They don't hate anybody. They work hard. And when they go to sleep at night, they don't see what I see. Somebody scraping the flesh of the man who raped my sister out from under her fingernails. And that man's face. And his brother's face. Yours. See, those people forgive. I can't.
Whatever you think the state of your soul is, Mary, doesn't matter to all those people you've helped through the years. That's what's real. Don't discount that.
I don't discount anything except the way I thought about myself. I am ordinary, and I'm selfish, and I'm vengeful. Oh, don't get me wrong, I've got my good qualities too, but I couldn't stay where I was and be what I am. Something had to change. I couldn't. So yeah, I left. I had to.
I wish I could tell you how I think of you and have you believe it. Your family's been through a lot lately. It's bound to hurt a little.
I'm only this hard on myself when I'm around you.
You know, I'd have believed it if somebody told me I'd driven somebody into the convent. Never expected to hear I'd driven somebody out.
Excuse me, whatever this is, I'd like another. Just get on with it. I want to know everything Sophia told you about March 6, 1961.
I remember it all. At the end of that day, I suspected I was going to give in to your mother-in-law's pressure and take her money. What they say about virtue untested being no virtue at all is true. And I failed the test. I took a leave from the parish, and then a few weeks later, I took my leave altogether. So as it turned out, the last confession I ever heard was from the woman you told me was Sophia Capwell. It was Monday. Confessions were heard from 1 to 4. By 4, the church was empty, so I thought, until I heard someone on the other side of the screen.
In nomine Patris, Filii, et Spiritus Sancti. Bless me, Father, for I have sinned.
Bless me, Father, for I have sinned.
It has been so many weeks since my last confession, however many.
It has been so many weeks. Father, I've never done this before.
I see.
And this isn't even my church.
It doesn't matter. I'm glad you've come.
No, you don't understand. I'm not even Catholic.
Well, are you interested in receiving religious instructions?
I need to talk.
Fine, but perhaps the confessional isn't the place. Benediction's at 5. I could see you afterwards at the rectory.
No.
All right.
I can't do that.
Then how can I help you?
Well, I won't take much of your time. But I need to confess some things that...
Yes?
Take your time.
Father, I'm not a bad person. I'm really not. But I've done some terrible things. And I thought if I could just tell you, to say it in words to someone, you'd be helping me and just by listening to me. But you'd also be helping me by making me strong enough to commit an even greater sin.
Go ahead. How could I turn her away? She only wanted to talk. And how was I to know that after 20-some years, with all my sins far outnumbering hers, the story she told me that day would still haunt me?
I'd like to speak with the manager, please.
Speaking.
Mister, I didn't catch your name.
Wants to know.
Well, Mr. Gould, you don't know me, but I spoke with you earlier when you called for Mason Capwell.
Oh, sure, the deadbeat. Yeah. Am I going to get paid for that room or what?
Of course. As a matter of fact, I will pay you right now if you'll come to the Orient Express restaurant. Now, that's at the top of the Capwell Hotel.
Oh, that's not the way it usually works, lady.
I know, but I'll make it worth your while.
Hey, who are you anyway? Are you this guy's secretary?
No, just come to the restaurant and ask for Miss Andrade.
Oh, I get it. You're the woman he brought here that night, aren't you?
No. Now, look, I am willing to pay you twice the cost of that room, plus your cab fare both ways.
Okay, great, I'll take it, but I'd like to know for what.
All you have to do is describe to me the woman you saw at the motel with Mason.
Brandon? Well, he got sunburned out by the pool, and I made him stay in for a few days.
Oh, but he doesn't like staying in. He's a growing boy.
Whatever you think.
Has he lost weight? I don't think he's eating enough.
Gina, he eats like a horse.
But he only likes certain things. I don't think he likes all those sauces and spicy things that Rosa makes.
Well, I don't think he's lost any weight. Maybe he's just taller than you remember.
Well, Cece, I haven't been away that long. Well, it doesn't matter anyway, because I'm back home to take care of him.
Well, he's happy that you're home. We all are.
Cece, it's all right. You don't have to hold me up.
Well, you look a little tired.
I think I'll sit down then.
You know, the doctor said that this is your first day home. You're not to overdo it.
I won't. I'm going to tuck Brandon in, and then I'll go to bed myself. I want to get up nice and early. There are a lot of things to do around here.
Gina, there are plenty of people to take care of the house. Would you like me to have Rosa fix you a dinner tray and bring it up to your room?
Thank you. Thank you. Cece, I'm going to sleep in your bed tonight. Our bed. I know I haven't always been the wife I should have been with you.
Gina, please.
No, really, things have changed. I'm different. I'm stronger now. I'm going to make you so happy you won't wish for anything. Not even the children we should have had. Oh, Sophie, you don't have to go.
I'm sorry.
No, it's all right. What did you want?
I just wanted to know if I could do anything for you or for Brandon.
Oh, Brandon's fine. I'm fine, thank you.
I'm sorry about everything, Gina. I know you've been through a very difficult time.
Sometimes horrible things happen. They just do. Like what happened to Channing.
And I'd like to thank you for letting me stay on in the guest house. I think you, of all people, know how important it is for a mother to be close to her children.
Well, of course I do, but that was my husband's decision, not mine.
Sophia, I'm having Rosa fix a dinner tray for Gina. Would you like me to have her bring one out to the guest house? Brandon, are you all right?
Oh, yes, it's just my back.
Well, let me get a pillow.
Oh, no, don't go. Maybe Sophia will get it. Would you do that?
Of course I would.
Gina, I promised Eden that I would come down to the Orient Express tonight. She has a new singer she wants me to hear.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Will you be all right if I went down for a while?
Of course I will. I just want you to have a good time. Sorry I couldn't come with you.
Sophia mentioned names.
No.
Then what did she say these terrible crimes involved?
This is becoming difficult.
I just purchased $20,000 worth of scruples. Talk to me.
She talked about love. But surely you know, whatever your religion, that feelings, wishes in themselves are not sinful. Being in love is not a sin.
way I wanted him was... Oh, Father, it was a torture to me. I couldn't concentrate on work. I couldn't sleep through the night without him. I'd plan what to say the next time I saw him, what to wear, how he'd look at me, and I'd turn every sentence that he'd said to me over and over in my head until I found some hidden meaning that always meant the same thing. It meant how much he loved me, and of course, why shouldn't he love me?
Were you or are you married to him now?
No, Father. I did hope to be, but I wasn't. But I had physical relations with him many times.
I see.
But I never will again.
And you do feel remorse?
No. I feel hatred.
The man left you?
No. I left him when I found out accidentally. He never told me that he was married. Blind.
Apparently the man had one enemy in particular.
Yes.
There had been a rivalry between their two families for generations. She had arranged to meet this second man by accident.
Our ex-husband, C.C. Capwell. They were married on March 15th, 9 days after she came to you.
Which is why she came to me.
And this second man was married too?
Was separated, now he's divorced.
And what? You also had carnal relations with him?
No, I did that. No, I did something much worse, Father. I made him fall in love with me.
People don't fall in love against their will.
The only way they do fall in love. And I made him fall in love with me. I stayed in his home, in a guest house on his estate. I cooked his meals. I took his child for a walk in the park and spent hours looking at him as though my eyes were full of things I dared not say. Which was true. You see, I never told him how I'd met the postman every day, and I'd take letters from him from his ex-wife, and I'd burn them. Or I never told him that I'd look for his letters to her that his secretary would put on his desk in the morning, and I'd burn them too. And I also never told him about the time when she called and I pretended to her that I was lying next to him asleep. I never told him that the man he despised most in his life only a few weeks ago was my lover.
There's still time for you to stop this marriage if you know what you've done is wrong.
I can't.
Why not? Are you in love with this man after all?
And maybe, yes. Against my will, I suppose. There were only two things I thought I wanted from him, and the first was to see my lover's face when he heard whom I was going to marry.
And did you?
Oh, yes. Oh, I certainly did. Oh, he was shocked and hurt, and I'm ashamed to say I found it gratifying.
And what was the second thing?
That man Sophia wanted to hurt. Her lover is my husband. Did you know that?
Suspected.
Well, then stop putting me through hell. I don't want to hear what they did together, how they felt.
You can take your money back if you like, Mrs. Lockwood. It might do us both good if we stop right here, right now.
Oh, no, I'm sure there's more. Go on.
You don't like the taste of it much, do you?
Excuse me. Could I see a menu?
That's a good idea. I'd love to join you for dinner.
Thank you.
May I recommend the chicken, Veronique? It's a nice dress. Is it new? That's a dumb question, I know. It's obviously not standard issue. In fact, you bought it just this afternoon at Chambers Department Store. After you went by your Mother Superior's office and stopped by the mission.
That's how you do it. That's why every time I turn around, you're having me followed.
Well, I'd follow you myself, but you get so annoyed.
Why, Mason? Why are you doing this to me? I mean, you say that you admire me, and sometimes I even believe you. So why are you tormenting me like this when you know I'm going through the biggest upheaval in my whole life?
Well, I'm sorry if I didn't realize that my being here constituted torment. You know, maybe I'm just trying to help you, trying to understand you.
What do you care? I mean, what's it to you? If it's about Ted's trial, you know I'm not going to help you.
It's only partly that.
Then what?
There's something in you that's like something in me.
I thought that.
The need you have to be right, I have that too. Be respected and for revenge.
Only in proportion to the crime.
Oh, really? And that day at the Perkins, I watched you and Ted and Christy together. I looked at the way Christy looked at Ted, and I looked at the way you looked at Ted, and I couldn't help but wonder why you looked more like a person who had been raped than she did.
Cece, could you bring me the newspaper, please? Cece? Oh, that's right. He went to the restaurant. Or did he? Maybe he just said he was going there. Sophia? Maybe they're in the guest house. The curtains are drawn. Why are the curtains drawn? I'll go see.
I'm sorry, Mr. Capwell. She stepped out about an hour ago with Mr. Jordan, the new entertainer.
When Eden returns, tell her I'll be waiting in the hotel office downstairs.
Hi.
Sophia, what are you doing here?
Well, I heard you tell Ginny that you were going to be here, and I just wanted to be with you for a few minutes. Do you mind if you do, I'll leave?
No, stay. Glad you're here. I've changed my mind. I'll be waiting here. Oh.
Mr. Gould.
Yeah, I'm sorry I'm late. Rush hour, you know. Oh, this must be for me, eh?
That depends on your memory for faces.
Oh, have to sing for my supper, so to speak, huh? Now, I didn't know that Mr. Capwell was married.
Married, Mason? What thought? You mean to me?
Well, engaged or whatever. I mean, why else would you want to know about this little number he had at the motel, huh?
Look, could you just keep your voice down and don't turn around?
Well, what do you know? Well, whoever he's with now, she isn't it. So what, are you, like a lady, a private eye, huh?
Look, Mr. Gould, my reasoning for wanting to know is A, not what you think, and B, none of your business. Now, I'll be very happy to give you your money if you just describe to me the woman that you saw at the motel with Mason.
Sure. She was pretty, lots of curls every place, real skinny, not too much to her, you know. 2 eyes, nose, 2 of these, 1 of those, you know, the usual.
Blonde. Very young?
I didn't ask for a birth certificate. I mean, she was probably his age, I guess. Oh, more specifics. See, she had big eyes, nervous, real jumpy, you know. I mean, I see a lot of that, but with her, it was worse, yeah.
Well, of course they wouldn't be together here. It's too risky. Maybe this was all prearranged. What if he never went to the restaurant? Yes, hello, can you connect me to the Orient Express restaurant? Yeah, hello? Is Mr. Capwell there? C.C. Capwell. Oh, he is? Oh, no, I don't want to speak to him. Don't disturb him. Thank you. But is he alone? Well, I'm not going to just stay here at home and wonder.
Mason's sitting in there with Christy Duvall's sister.
Well, I didn't recognize her dressed that way. Maybe Mason's winning her over.
He is doing everything he can to try to clear Ted.
You know, I didn't see it before. Maybe I wasn't looking, but I think Mason has a fierce loyalty to everyone in this family. Well, except me, of course.
No, you too. He just covers it over with something.
He's tried to be a good son. I just haven't let him. There's so much I have to make up for to all of you.
Not to me. What I want from you is what I have right now, just to be with you, to talk to you like this.
You know, sometimes I think I can say this to you. I think it was a good idea that the doctor told me that I could die.
See, he didn't say that now.
I know, but it's made me look at things through new eyes. Forced me to look at things that I always told myself I could put off until tomorrow.
Cece, don't you think carrying that all around with you, keeping all those thoughts on your mind and dwelling on it and trying to do too much, maybe it's not good for you right now. You don't want to turn a warning into a prophecy, darling.
That's not the point. Nothing is certain. Sophia, if I die today or in 30 years, that's immaterial. I want to do everything to improve the life I have and what's left of it. That's why I can take your hands like this and tell you how much I love you. You know, things that held me back before have disappeared. I can't even remember what they were.
Will you be patient with me, darling? Teach me to be like you. I know you're right. It's real hard for me to hear you say these things because it's real hard for me to think of a time I might not be with you.
I know. Let's just let that day happen when it comes. Right now, we've got this one.
Cece, do you think this is wrong, what we're doing? I mean, not the way we're feeling about each other. Nothing could be wrong about that, but being out here in public where people can see us?
No, not wrong, no. I'm trying not to think in things that are absolute. I want to think instead of things that I can live with and what I can't. And I can't live without you. But right now, until Gina is stronger, that's something I don't want her to know.
Sophia told you there were only two things she wanted from Cece.
At first.
One was to hurt Lionel. What was the other one?
What do you plan to do with this information, Mrs. Lockbridge?
Anything I please. You have no conception of the pain that woman has brought into my life.
She never knew your husband was married?
Then. But she saw him again after she became Cece's wife. Oh, you wouldn't know about that. And then just about a year ago, she tried to frame Lionel for the murder of her oldest son, which it turned out she did herself. What is it?
I remember now reading about that in the paper. They suspected your husband at first because... Wasn't it because the boy was going to expose
the fact that Lionel and Sophia were having an affair, yes. Well, Channing got his public announcement, but he didn't live to see it.
Channing. So much waste. So much pain. Perhaps if I'd said something different to her that day. Revenge on one man is no good reason to marry another. But you say you care for him.
I do. I'm beginning to. But you see, Father, I can't deny that I enjoy having both the man I despise and his worst enemy in love with me at the same time. Father, I think Cece will make a very good husband. He's wealthy, that's true, but he's also loyal and he's strong-willed and he's gentle. He's gentle with me mostly. And I think he'll make a good father, too.
Well, although what led you to him was anger, perhaps God has seen fit to intervene and grant you the love your married friend was not free to give you. God wants us to be happy. Try to forget the past. And if you ask God's forgiveness for your sins of the flesh, I believe you will find it.
No, I won't.
You're not the first who has ever sinned.
Father, help me.
Is there something you have not told me?
Yes.
Then this man, this CC, you did have relations with him?
No. But I wish I had.
Why? That would only compound the sin.
Because I know now. I just found out that I'm
pregnant. She was pregnant when she married Cece.
A blonde. Are you sure?
Oh, maybe it was a wig. Maybe came out of a bottle. I don't know.
You know, there is another woman I've seen him with. She's a lawyer, but she's a brunette.
No, not a lawyer. No, I don't think so. See, I got a nose for that kind of thing.
Her name is Julia.
Look, if I knew her name, I could just... Look, if you don't mind my saying so, Why are you bothering with something like this, huh? I mean, look, if I'm out of line, just say so, but this guy is a creep, isn't he?
I think that's fair to say.
I mean, what kind of guy would take a scared, skinny woman into a flea bag motel, right? And look, I have no illusions, all right? And then try and stick to management with a tab for this one-night stand. Look, forget about him, huh? I mean, besides, he's beneath you.
Maybe you're right.
Look, I know what it is. I mean, you know, you get involved in certain things with certain people because maybe you're bored, right? Maybe you're unhappy. Maybe you're lonely, huh? Right?
It's not because I'm lonely.
Look, I know about this kind of stuff. Trust me, I understand loneliness.
You got about 30 seconds to finish drinking that beer and get out of here.
Just one more, please.
That's number 4, but who's counting?
You are, and I find it extremely annoying.
Did you know that the children of alcoholics are much more likely to become alcoholics themselves?
You're just a font of information.
If the shoe fits.
Look, my mother had a drinking problem, briefly. It's over now.
I see. And how long is yours going to last?
Aren't we pious all of a sudden?
Well, I'm sorry. It's just when I see somebody drinking the way you are, wanting to get numb, not liking the taste of it.
Look, if you would go away, maybe it would be different.
Me and how much else, Mary? How much of the world has to go away before you're satisfied with it? Now, you'll forgive me if I'm concerned, but you opened a very big door this morning. And I'm not sure you're ready to see what's on the other side of it.
Where do you think I've been, Dad? I haven't been in prison. I think nobody's lived because they haven't lived like you. You know, it's really astounding. You are reaching heights of arrogance before my very eyes.
I try.
Oh, don't be modest. You're wonderful at it, Mason. I remember the very first time you coerced me into having dinner with you. I had never seen anything like it before. I would have died laughing, except that you kept saying things that made my jaw drop open.
Well, at least I made an impression.
What was you said? Oh, yes. Let me be a catalyst to release the hidden passion in you.
I don't think you're being fair.
Oh, and the expression on your face when you found out I was a nun, that I will treasure as long as I live.
You know, that I believe. I was sure you'd sprung that little trap before.
What?
You heard me. There was a little too much of the tease in you, luring a victim into a web and then pouncing when he was exposed and vulnerable. That's not very charitable.
No, it wasn't very charitable, and I loved it. I loved outwitting the Capwell playboy. But it was a one-shot deal, just for you.
Well, that's too bad you could only use it once since you enjoyed it so much. What do you do for an encore?
I'll think of something.
Yeah, you better. Because there's nothing to hide behind now, is there? No habit, no cross, no convent walls. Out here, a tease is a tease, and people who play with other people's feelings have to answer for it. And when a man acts like he wants a woman, and she responds to it, nobody's going to come along and whisk her away. She's got to say no, or maybe, or yes. I want you, too. You better start practicing.
Are you all right?
Yes, I'm fine, thank you. Tell me something.
What makes you think Sophia was telling the truth?
She didn't know me. What reason would she have to lie?
Do you have any idea what this means?
More than I want to.
Well, I mean, what did you tell her? Did you try to stop her?
That was 1961. Women didn't raise children alone.
You were a priest. Don't tell me you encouraged her.
Of course not. Or would it make any difference to you whether she married C.C. Capwell or not?
Yes. She only did it to get closer to Lionel. Don't you see? It wasn't a marriage. It was an extension of an affair, a lover's quarrel. And God help me. Their family.
I did try to talk her out of it. At first. Of course you have a choice.
No, I don't. It's too late. The wedding's next week.
You can call it off.
No.
And then go away and have the child and raise it on your own.
Why?
Because it's what's honest and right.
How How is it right to have my child branded for life as a bastard? He was conceived in love, and Father, even you said that love is not a sin.
Sex outside of a marriage is a sin.
Such a terrible sin that 2 lives have to be destroyed. What about his father? Isn't his sin as great as mine? What penance will he have to pay?
Well, go to him, explain what happened. I'm sure he'll help, at least financially.
Father, what if it destroys his marriage? Will I have to have that on my conscience, too?
You can, of course, give the baby up for adoption and go through with your marriage as planned later on.
Do you hear what you're saying, Father? That my child, my only child, will have to be punished while its mother and its father just go on as if nothing had happened?
Would you rather go through with this wedding under false pretenses and have that blot on your conscience for the rest of your life?
Yes. Yes. Why shouldn't I? Because I'm going to carry this guilt the rest of my life anyway, whatever I do. Why shouldn't that innocent child have the best I can give him? That's the only kind of expiation that makes sense to me. You've helped me, Father. Until now, it's strange. I made the wedding plans with Cece, and I watched the days slip by, never deciding, just thinking maybe I will, and maybe I won't. There's still time to change my mind, but I'm not going to. I'm going to have my child, and I'm going to lie to everyone, even though I know it might damn me. Unless... Bless me, Father, for I have sinned. Forgive me. Forgive my weakness.
No one can grant forgiveness for an act that is still in your power to prevent. But I will say that I understand.
And if it's a boy, and I hope it is, I'm going to name him Channing Jr. to bind him to Cece, whose name is Channing. To bind him to that father and that life. But it's going to cost me my soul. I know that.
When I stepped out of the confessional, she was gone, and your mother-in-law was there. You know the rest.
So Lionel was Channing's father. Cece's pride and joy is Lionel's son.
I'm sorry, but I admit that after all these years, I'm almost as relieved to tell someone as she was to tell me. I'll go now. I'm sorry.
Now I know too, Sophia. Now I know.
I do understand.
I care about Gina. And I feel a responsibility toward her, even though I don't love her.
But you love Brandon, don't you?
Yes. This is very difficult, Sophia. The boy is the reason that I married Gina. I knew that I couldn't feel about another woman the way I felt about you. And when I saw the chance to get our grandson back, I took it no matter what the cost.
Remember what you just told me? No absolutes, Cece. You've got to look at the end result. Brandon is in a wonderful home. He's surrounded by people who really love him. And I think Gina probably has what she wants, too. Now, I don't want you to think for a minute that I'm unselfish enough to want to share you, because I certainly don't. Just you telling me you love me makes me so happy you don't have to apologize.
It's almost like having Channing back. And you, in a way. You know, when he was a child and we were so much in love and so young and so happy about the young family we started.
Did I order this? Was I hungry?
I ordered it. The only use you could find for your menu was diversionary. Eat.
It's gonna be so strange not to go back there.
Where?
To pay rent, find a job, buy clothes. You know, I didn't know what my size was. The sales lady laughed at me.
Must all be a little frightening.
Yes.
And exciting.
I hoped the feeling would go away. I really tried to make it go away.
You're getting more and more difficult to follow, Mary.
Have you ever been somewhere, like in a situation, where everybody seemed better than you?
Never.
Like the things that came really easy for them were like really hard for you. That's what I felt. It wasn't my faith. My faith was really strong. It was just the rest of me that wasn't. But I really did try.
Mary, you don't have to justify yourself to me.
Oh, well, you're just disappointed.
Oh, I am? Why?
Because you thought it was all about you and your brother Ted. And all along, it was about me. You recognize this?
What?
This song. Used to play on the radio when I was little. I used to... Oh, well, you don't want to hear about that.
You used to sing it?
I used to dance to it. All by myself in front of my mirror in my slip. And I used to wonder if I would ever grow up and grow pretty and leave home.
You did, and you are, and you left.
Yeah, I left. Didn't have to be pretty in the convent. Mom always said that Christy was the pretty one and Mary was the smart one. Christy didn't look very pretty, though, after the... And I don't think I'm very smart anymore.
You don't need food. You need sleep. Come on, I'll take you home.
I'll get home by myself, thank you very much.
Congratulations, you're a civilian. You just told your first lie. Now, come on. Easy. Wait right here. Mary.
Oh, you're back.
This isn't your bedroom mirror. People don't dance alone in restaurants. Not this kind of restaurant, anyway.
Another rule broken.
I like you when you're breaking rules.
I don't want you to think of me that way.
Tough.
No, I mean it, Mason.
As of this morning, I can think of you any way I want. But don't worry. Right now, I think you're mostly drunk and tired and need to be taken home. Come on.
I'm not going anywhere with you.
Mary, please don't be difficult.
Leave her alone, Capel. Where have you been? We looked everywhere.
She was having dinner with me.
Cece, don't.
I'm not going to let somebody bully my son.
You know what'll happen if you exert yourself? Let Mason handle it. Cece?
Steve, Mason didn't do anything.
No, but I could be persuaded to change my mind.
Good. All I need's another excuse. Get your hands off my boy. Go ahead. See what it'll get you. Mary, we're leaving. I'll drop it, Cece. Out of respect for your age.
At my age, I can knock you clear out of town without lifting a finger.
Damn, I thought this place was stuffy. Could be a...
Get out of here.
Sure. Sorry I couldn't make your day, sweet thing.
Well, don't worry about it.
Hey, listen, if I see this Capwell guy again with his babe, you want me to give you a call?
No.
Okay. But, listen, there'll always be a vacancy for you at the Oasis Motel, huh?
Yeah, well, I'm really touched. Now, will you go?
Oh, excuse me.
Hey, sorry, huh? Surprise, surprise. Have I got news for you?
Mason, are you all right?
Oh, yeah, I always get nosebleeds at this altitude.
Well, I don't mind if you're a little hurt.
Must have been a wonderful nurse.
You stay away from her. Capwell assaulting a nun. I wonder how that'll look in the morning paper.
You better talk to Mary before you talk to the papers, Bassett.
Get out of my hotel, Bassett, and don't come back.
Gladly. I hope this is giving you some idea of the kind of friends you can make around here.
Steve. It's a cheap shot, I know, but it sure felt good.
Steve, are you all right?
Hey, listen up! You think I don't know what you're up to? Trying to get Christie through her? Well, it's not gonna work. Your brother's gonna rot behind bars like the animal he is. If you ever lay a hand on Mary again, I'll break it off!
Neanderthal.
Are you all right?
Yeah.
Well, why the hell didn't you hit him harder?
Well, maybe I would have if you'd held him down.
Well, if I was only 20 years younger.
Did just fine. Thanks for jumping in there. Why didn't you just let him beat me to a pulp?
Cause.
Oh.
Oh, he's with Mason. It's all right. It's just Mason.
Cece? Cece, I had them call security. Are you all right?
Yes, I'm fine. No, it's all right now. We don't need security.
What
Mason,
about me?
you all right?
Oh, yeah,
look
I'm
at
great.
You. Well, come over and sit down.
Yeah.
I knew it. I just knew it.
That is the woman he took to the motel that night.
Now listen, what's it going to take to get you to understand I am not interested in you?
Lady, I am just trying to give you your money's worth.
Yeah, so you pick out the first blonde that comes into the restaurant and you expect me to fall into your arms.
Hey, I don't care where you fall, okay?
Well, good, because the woman you picked out happens to be Mason's stepmother.
What?
Did you get a really close look at her?
Close. You almost knocked me over.
And you are sure that that is the same woman?
I am positive. Stepmother, huh? Kinky.
Oh, no, Mason, not. No, Mason and Gina would.
That's it. The name, Gina. That's what he called her, Gina.